Chosen Season 5 is on the corner with a teaser, first look photos, and a brand new platform to host the show. Yes, you heard it right. We have almost all the details about what to expect from the new season of our beloved The Chosen and how to watch it. So, let's talk about it. First of all, good news. The Season 5 story picks up right where Season 4 left off. As you know, Jesus had just raised Lazarus from the dead, a miracle that sent shockwaves through everyone around him. But instead of celebrating, the religious and political leaders saw it as a major threat. Now, the Sanhedrin and the high priest are plotting to have Jesus handed over to the Romans. I mean, we already know how this story ends, but we also know for sure that watching it play out in The Chosen is going to hit differently. The show is the master of storytelling, and even though we love reading our Bibles, seeing all these taking place on the screen is something different. Plus, we will watch The Last Supper on the screen in Season 5, you guys. And not just as a historical event, but as a deeply personal, emotional scene where everything about this shifts. Like, things do not get more exciting than this, trust me. The Garden of Gethsemane is the other storyline that will dominate the upcoming season, which is as exciting as The Last Supper, if not more. And we all know the rest will be overshadowed by the betrayal, the arrest, and the ultimate moment that changes everything. I mean, even talking about it tears me up. And yes, I think we will all need emotional support while watching it. Are you guys ready for Season 5 of The Chosen? Which storyline are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments. On top of everything we know, the official synopsis paints even more intense picture. It says, "The table is set." The people of Israel welcome Jesus as king, while his disciples anticipate his crowning. But instead of confronting Rome, he turns the tables on the Jewish religious festival. Their power threatened, the country's religious and political leaders will go to any length to ensure this Passover meal is Jesus' last. Well, as you can see, this is where everything is heading. The tension is rising, and it's only a matter of time before it all explodes. Chilling, isn't it? Another good news is that this season is set almost entirely in Jerusalem. And from what's been teased, the atmosphere is going to be darker, heavier, and more intense than all the previous seasons. The newly released images give a glimpse into this. Jesus and his disciples are surrounded by crowds, but there's a shift in the air. The excitement from his arrival is mixed with fear, suspicion, and growing danger. There's an image of Jesus at the Last Supper, surrounded by his disciples, and it's impossible to ignore the weight of the moment. Another photo shows him deep in prayer, knowing what's about to happen. The newly released teaser only adds to the dark vibes of the season. As expected, Jesus is looking out over Jerusalem. The disciples realize that things aren't going the way they thought. And of course, there is a confrontation between Jesus and the religious leaders. I mean, all these lead me to think that this season will be the best season of the show so far. But let me know what you think. By the way, Annie Leibovitz, yes, the legendary photographer Annie Leibovitz, has also captured some breathtaking images for The Chosen Season 5. Her portraits of the cast bring a raw, intimate feel that perfectly matches the tone of this season. The way she's captured Jonathan Roumie as Jesus, the intensity in his eyes, the emotion on his face, it's something that immediately pulls all of us in. Like, I can tell that he sees all of us. And this is not the only one that is impactful. In fact, every single shot tells a story. The lighting, the framing, the way each disciple is portrayed, all of it adds another layer to what's coming. Leibovitz makes it clear that this season is not just about a random historical event, it's about the people experiencing it, and I love to see it through her perspective. Another good news is that every single main cast member is returning for Season 5. Jonathan Roumie is, of course, back as Jesus, and I already know he's going to deliver a performance that will leave me wrecked. Shahar Isaac as Simon Peter, Elizabeth Tabish as Mary Magdalene, Paris Patel as Matthew, Noah James as Andrew, George H. Xanthus as John, Abe Bueno-Jalad as Big James. Everyone is coming back. And after spending 4 seasons with these characters, I'm not ready for what's coming. The Last Supper alone is going to be emotional, but knowing what happens to each of them after that makes it even harder to prepare for. And now, perhaps the biggest news that interests all of us as The Chosen fans. Something big happened that will change the course of the show forever. Yes, I'm talking about the major deal with Amazon MGM. When the news first dropped, I have to admit, I had a lot of questions. Like, I get why they would want to have an agreement with Amazon. It makes all the sense when it comes to the monetary state of the show. But on the other hand, We love The Chosen for it being available to every single one of us. So, would The Chosen still feel the same? Would it change anything about how the story is told? I don't think I'm the only one who questioned all these. But hearing Dallas Jenkins talk about it put things into perspective, at least for me. He made it clear that he and his team still have 100% creative control, and the show's commitment to staying true to its vision hasn't changed. He said, "For several years, the team at Amazon MGM Studios has proved over and over they're passionate about this show and our fans. They're going to make us better and get the show to more people, and I can't wait to build this relationship." I don't know about you guys, but to me, that reassurance is huge. But of course, because of this deal, the release schedule for Season 5 is way different from previous seasons. The first 2 episodes premiere in theaters starting March 28th, and it's not just regular screens. IMAX is an option for some showings. Then, 1 week later, episodes 3, 4, and 5 will hit theaters, followed by episodes 6, 7, and 8 the week after that. And apparently, if I miss any of the weekly releases, I can binge the whole thing on Palm Sunday and Easter weekend. Once the theatrical run is done, Season 5 will move exclusively to Amazon Prime Video in June. No specific date has been announced yet, but we know that the deal is set. This isn't just for Season 5 either. Amazon Prime is now the exclusive US streaming home for all 5 seasons of The Chosen and will continue to be for future seasons. For anyone outside the US, it'll also be available on Prime Video in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Sub-Saharan Africa, the UK, and Latin America later in the year. I know one of the biggest questions has been about those of us who donated to make Season 5 happen. And trust me, I know how frustrated you probably have felt when you got the news. But don't worry, Jenkins addressed this directly as well, making it clear that donors will still be able to watch the new season alongside everyone else on Prime Video. Apparently, the Come and See Foundation will be the one that is reaching out to everyone who contributed with details, so that's a relief. Also, apparently, despite all these, The Chosen will still be available for free. Even with the Amazon deal, nothing is changing when it comes to accessibility. At least this is what we are being told. The show will continue to be available on the Chosen app, social media, and the Chosen TV apps. Yes, it will be later than usual, but still, eventually, it will be free for all of us. That means, in the end, no one has to miss out. And feel free to disagree with me in the comments, but personally, I think that's exactly how it should be. For more weekly updates on The Chosen, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.